Imagine a world where a single day can last almost 2 Earth months, where the sun looms 3 times larger than we see it, and where the temperature swings from scorching heat that melts lead to cold so deep it could freeze metal solid. A world of extremes, shadows, and silence. This is Mercury, the smallest planet, the fastest traveler, and the one that keeps the sun closest company. But don't let its size fool you. Mercury might be tiny, but it hides some of the biggest mysteries in the solar system. For centuries, humans barely noticed Mercury. It's so close to the sun that it's often lost in the glare, visible only at dawn or dusk. Ancient astronomers thought it was 2 different stars, one seen in the morning sky, another at twilight. They even gave it 2 names, Apollo and Hermes, before realizing they were looking at the same elusive world. Mercury was the messenger of the gods, darting swiftly through the heavens, and the planet that now bears its name lives up to that legacy. Mercury orbits the sun faster than any other planet, just 88 Earth days for a full year. But here's the strange part. Despite its speed around the sun, Mercury rotates incredibly slowly. It takes nearly 59 Earth days just to spin once on its axis. That means if you stood on its surface, you could literally watch the sun rise, crawl across the sky, stop, and then move backward. Time itself would seem to twist and stall. Mercury's surface is a graveyard of cosmic violence, battered by billions of years of impacts. Craters stretch across its face like scars from a brutal past. One of them, the Caloris Basin, is so vast it could swallow Western Europe. Scientists believe it was formed by a cataclysmic collision billions of years ago. An asteroid the size of a small country slammed into Mercury with unimaginable force. The impact sent shockwaves rippling around the planet, creating mountain ranges and cliffs on the opposite side. But here's where it gets strange. Mercury shouldn't even exist like this. According to our models of planet formation, a world so close to the sun should have lost its lighter materials long ago, stripped away by solar radiation. Yet Mercury's core makes up about 85% of its radius, far larger than that of any other rocky planet. It's as if the outer layers were peeled away, leaving behind a massive metallic heart. So what happened? One theory suggests Mercury was once a much larger planet, perhaps even twice its current size. In the violent early days of the solar system, a massive collision might have blasted away its outer crust, leaving only the dense iron core behind. Another idea says the sun's intense heat vaporized the lighter elements before Mercury could fully form. Either way, this tiny world's existence defies expectations. And while Mercury seems lifeless and still, it's far from static. The planet is literally shrinking. As its core slowly cools, it contracts, forcing the surface to crumple and crack. Towering cliffs, known as lobate scarps, stretch for hundreds of miles, marking the wrinkles of a dying world. Imagine the ground beneath you groaning as the entire planet tightens, inch by inch, over billions of years. Despite being so close to the sun, Mercury has no real atmosphere. Only a thin exosphere made of atoms blasted off the surface by solar radiation and meteoroid impacts. This means there's no air to carry sound, no sky to scatter light. Daytime temperatures soar to nearly 430 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt zinc, but at night, they plunge to 180 degrees. The planet's thin veil of atoms can't trap heat, leaving it exposed to the raw violence of space. And yet, hidden in the planet's darkest corners, there's ice. Yes, ice. At Mercury's poles, deep within craters that never see sunlight, scientists have found deposits of frozen water, preserved for eons. The heat of the sun never reaches these eternal shadows, allowing ice to exist just a few hundred miles from regions hotter than molten metal. It's a cosmic contradiction. One that reminds us how strange and unpredictable our solar system truly is. When NASA's Messenger spacecraft arrived in 2011, it transformed our understanding of Mercury. It revealed a world coated in mysterious dark material, possibly remnants of carbon. the same element that forms diamonds and life's building blocks. It discovered magnetic fields, cliffs taller than Everest, and evidence that volcanic eruptions once reshaped the planet's surface. Yes, volcanoes. For billions of years, Mercury wasn't the dead rock we imagined. It was alive with fire. Lava plains, frozen in time, still whisper of a world that once burned from within. Even Mercury's magnetic field is a puzzle. For a planet so small, it shouldn't have one at all, yet it does, though faint and off-center. It suggests that Mercury's core is still partly molten, defying predictions that it should have solidified long ago. Something deep inside is still stirring. And then there's its orbit. Eccentric, unpredictable, almost chaotic. Mercury's path around the Sun is slightly elongated, and it shifts over time in a way that puzzled astronomers for centuries. In fact, Mercury helped prove Einstein's theory of general relativity. Newton's laws couldn't fully explain its orbit, but Einstein's equations did, showing that even Mercury dances to the warping of space and time itself. It's strange to think that such a tiny world, only slightly larger than our moon, could hold so many secrets. Mercury reminds us that even in the most familiar corner of the cosmos, there are still mysteries we barely understand. When you look at Mercury through a telescope, you're seeing a world locked in an eternal battle between heat and cold, light and shadow, survival and destruction. It's a world that shouldn't exist the way it does, yet somehow endures, scarred, silent, and ancient. And maybe that's Mercury's greatest lesson. Proximity to power, in this case, the sun itself, comes at a cost. Too close, and you risk being torn apart. Too far, and you drift into cold obscurity. But Mercury? It walks that razor's edge, scarred by fire, yet still holding on. A lonely messenger, racing endlessly around the sun, carrying the story of creation's violence and endurance written in its broken face. The next time you see that faint, flickering point of light near the horizon, just before sunrise or just after sunset, remember what it is. Not a mere star, but a survivor. The first world, the fastest world, the one closest to the fire. Mercury, the sun's eternal companion.